9,600 points is the most amount of points that you can make for a hidden bunker, and I'm going to show you how to get that. For your equipment, you don't need to worry about bringing a whole lot, just pack your normal stuff, and then on top of that, bring zip lines and a snap hook if you got it. Once you spawn in, you want to head for one of the 4 antenna icons on the map. Some of the antennas are located in places that you can't reach without zip lines, so make sure you save zip lines for those specific antennas, as if nobody has a way to get up to one of the antennas like the one on top of Trench Tower, it essentially locks the entire game from being able to access the bunker. Once you've made it to the antenna, interact with the console at the base of it. A progress bar will begin on the screen of the console, and you'll be swarmed by a wasp and a hornet. Defeat these enemies and then wait for the second wave to show up about 15 to 20 seconds after the first wave came. Once both waves of enemies have been defeated, interact with the console again to send an unlock signal. This process needs to be completed for all 4 antennas that are located on the map. In theory, everybody in the game should be participating, so you should only need to do 1 antenna yourself, but in most cases, there's going to be players that are just going to hang out by the bunker and won't be participating in interacting with the antennas. Once all 4 unlock signals are sent to the bunker, it opens and becomes available to players. The bunker is located to the south of the departure building, and you can find it near the bombardiers and bastions that are guarding the entrance. Once you make it inside, you want to find one of the 8 consoles that you can interact with to begin a download. You can identify which one is a console that you can use because it will have a light on top of it. If the light is dormant and no light is being shown, this means you can interact with the console and start a download. Once the download begins, the light on top of the console will turn yellow, and you'll see a green progress bar moving across the screen until it completes. Once the download completes, the light will turn green, and for a period of about 30 seconds, anybody can interact with that console to retrieve data. Once you retrieve the data, you can move on to the next console. You can either find a console yourself that has not yet been interacted with, and you can start your own download, or if you see somebody else's download in progress, you can just wait behind them until it completes, and then retrieve data from that console as well. Keep in mind that the green light on top of the console will only be active for about 30 seconds, and then once it ends, the console becomes locked and the light will turn red. It will be unable to be interacted with for about 3 full minutes, so just keep that in mind that you may need to wait by a console that's red if it's the last console that you need to get to. You need to interact with all 8 of the consoles to receive your full 9,600 points for this Trials challenge. You won't receive points for interacting with a console you've already interacted with, so you must make sure to get all 8 of the individual consoles. That said, this area can be a little confusing, so let me help you navigate through it a little bit easier. Starting from the entrance by the departure building, you want to head down the stairs. Once you make it all the way down the stairs, take your first left and go through the door. In this room, you will find your first console. Head down the hallway right by that console and follow the pipeline around to the right. In this room, you will find your second console. Continue moving forward into the larger space and you will find your third console. From here, continue moving in the same direction, move through to the small room and you will find your fourth console. Wrap around to the right and then take your first left, follow that hallway all the way down and you will find your fifth console. From here, continue to the left the same way you were moving and you will find a sneaky hidden console hidden behind to the right, and then turn around and go into the room directly behind you and you will find your seventh console. Head up the stairs into the top room and you will find the last and final console, number 8. Once you've completed all 8 consoles, you can head back to Speranza, collect your loot if you haven't already, and watch your score fly up the leaderboard. That's going to be it for me today, y'all. Thanks for watching.